on, tribe. Make sure you tapping those hearts. Make sure you liking as you coming in the room. Let me know how you feeling this morning. Hope you feeling good, feeling great, feeling great. This is your host, Dr. Chieftain Sunflower, aka Dr. Sean, the motivational dentist, back with another live video. Um, this week has been crazy, so if you miss me yesterday, it's because I just had a crazy day yesterday and I had to give myself some grace. It's been that type of month, that type of year. But listen, I am here to talk about preparing for 2026 with purpose, grace, and intention. Can we get into it? Purpose, grace, and intention. You know, I'm not coming into 2026 real loud. You know, I'm coming in aligned, manifesting nothing but greatness. Not frantic. We're not going into it frantic. We're not going into it rushed. We're not chasing what drained us this year. If something drained you this year, it's time for you to leave it behind. What's up? Sella Ms. Rovic just got that #1 gifter badge. Thank you for tapping those hearts. Yes, come in the room, tap those hearts. So I'm not making resolutions. I'm making decisions for next year. Thank you for following. Right? I'm making decisions because resolutions collapse under pressure. How many of us, in the chat, made some resolutions every year that you never really stuck to? So we trying to make some decisions this year versus resolutions. Intentions stand when life get heavy. Are you going into the next year fully with your intentions set? I'm not talking about having this full long list. Como está? Muy bien. ¿Y tú? Mi español muy piquito. Muy piquito. And I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Alright, I took up to Spanish 5 in high school. It don't seem like it if you talk to me, but I have some Spanish speaking friends. Well, I should say that I work with. And they taught me a little bit of Spanish, but my Spanish is muy mal. Muy mal. But anywho, if 2025 taught us anything, tribe, is this: survival without peace is not success. If you're surviving and you don't have any peace, that is not success. So my thing for 2025, and this should be on everybody's decision list, is to get you some peace in 2026. The world might be shaking, the news might be waving, the stock market might be dipping and diving and shucking and jiving. But listen, we have to go into this next season with peace. Hustle without purpose is just noise. So if you just hustling, you don't have no purpose, you just hustling, you're not getting nowhere. You just hustle real hard with no purpose. What the are you doing? That's just noise. You going nowhere fast. It's like when somebody pass you going real fast in the car and they get to the same stoplight. It's like you went nowhere fast. So hustling without a purpose, that's just noise. So next season, we're finding our purpose. We're attaching ourselves to peace, right? And discipline without grace turns itself into self-punishment. So if you're not disciplined, well, if you are disciplined and you don't have any grace, then whenever you slack, you're going to feel like it's self-punishment. When you give yourself grace, this is like, okay, that didn't go perfect, but at least I tried. That didn't go all the way right, but at least I had a direction. At least I know I can pivot. If you're going with no purpose, this means you just hustling, you just surviving, you just got discipline to go to hustle, but you don't have no purpose, no intentions, and you punishing yourself, because when you don't do what you're supposed to do after you set those damn resolutions, you're looking at yourself crazy, feeling like you failed by February. And we not doing that. So this morning isn't about becoming someone new all of a sudden. It's about protecting who you are already and us elevating, growing every single day. All right. So if you tired but you still dreaming, you exhausted from starting over every January, for making a resolution every January. If you're ready to move forward without abandoning yourself, type "I am ready" in the chat. And also let me know where you're watching from. And I see y'all tapping those hearts on TikTok. We up to 237. Our goal every day is to hit 1K. A lot of times we hit 20K, but that's when I'm talking about my Niji history stuff. Then we'll hit 20K. But today we keeping it more subtle, more positive, more motivational. And if you on TikTok, I already told you, I hope you brushed and flossed your teeth today. If you didn't, get up before you get dressed, doing your shenanigans. Make sure your breath is tea. Okay? Alright. Yeah, so let me know how y'all feeling and where you're watching from today. From the hood to the hood, make mine. We standing true, telling our story. Yeah, this is proof. Come in the room. History talking, wisdom revived. This ain't just a lie, this is life. Yes, Lord, I feel it. Talk to him. All the way live. All the way live. Hang with the tribe. Come hang with the tribe. Hood to hood, hood to hood. We survive. We survive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All the way live. All the way live. Hang with the tribe. Hang with the tribe. Hood to hood. We survive. We survive. Always live. Always live. Try. We rise. Try. Yeah. Hey. Keep it going, don't stop. We rise. Do y'all hear that? We rise. We thrive. Okay, 1.4K. I see y'all tapping those hearts. What's going on? What's going on? Thank y'all for tapping those hearts. So that's a little hood to hooded tune. Just to motivate us this morning as we start our day in our chat. I'm going to be on here for a little minute, so I'm not going to rush it today. So feel free, drop comments, ask questions, grab you a little hot cocoa. Let me know how you feeling. This is my first time really using one of these like mixing spoons. I probably would have never bought it, but it was a gift, so I get a chance to try things that I normally wouldn't try. Oh, it's melting. Listen, you gotta stay a kid at heart. Greetings, Dr. Chiefess Sunflower. What's going on? What's going on? How you feeling? Feeling good, feeling great. So, why resolutions fail? So before we get into our topic, I like to look up words. We kind of know what these words mean, but I am a definition person. I like to go back and refresh my memory. So what the heck is a resolution? It is a firm decision to do or not do something. Right? Dang, I need to blow my nose. I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Normally I have my tissue right next to me when I'm streaming, because I'm on here so long. Being in this cold freaking weather, it's no joke. But today we talking about going into 2026 without setting resolutions, but with setting intentions, leading with grace, and also with a lot of purpose. While drinking on some hot cocoa, giving out all the good vibes. Yeah, so let me know where you're watching from. I'm just chilling out right now. Let's see how it tastes. Pretty good. Nice little treat. Alright, so let's get into the definition of a resolution. So resolution is similar to intention, it's similar to aspiration, you know. It's a firm decision, but it's a firm decision to do or not to do something. It can also be the quality of being determined or resolute. Okay. So it kind of means similarly intention, but it's not the same word. So that's what a resolution is. But this year, we're saying resolutions may fail not because people are lazy. They fail because people ignore their reality, right? So if you made a resolution and you didn't succeed and you quit by January 15th, then you know it's because you really ignored the reality. A lot of times resolutions for most people are just wishes. They like, oh, I wish I could be healthier. I wish I could go to the gym consistently. Oh, I wish is what it should be. New Year's wishes. You know, like if you had a genie in a bottle. Most people don't follow the wishes. Thank you for following, Eva. You know, many people ignore burnout. They ignore trauma. They ignore grief, debt, exhaustion, responsibilities, healing. All of these things are going to attempt to stop you from completing your resolution. So a resolution says do more. Intention allows us to focus on what really, really matters. So that's why next year I say I'm not setting any like resolution, what I'm absolutely going to do or absolutely not going to do. I'm setting my intentions. Next year I intend to have more peace in my life. You know, even if I get burned out, the peace going to help me. If I have trauma, the peace is going to help me. Right? Eva just got that #1 gifter badge. The peace is going to help me. If you ignore grief, debt, exhaustion, responsibilities, healing, you know, and you're around here trying to set a resolution, no, we first got to face the reality. Resolution is going to demand that you have the willpower to get done with it. Intention is going to teach us how to build a system. So for instance, this year, well, I'll just tell y'all, for the past 3.5 years being a dental entrepreneur, how people glamorize it, you know, I thought it was this glamorous freaking thing to do. Opening up a dental practice and going into this rabbit hole. And I realized this year that, damn, this is something that I really don't know what the hell I'm doing. Not in the sense that I'm not intelligent, not in the sense that I'm not a doctor. It's just that when you're doing business combined with dentistry and you're in the driver's seat, it's a lot of pressure. Every day you never have really a day off. You can force a day off, you can force some time off, but in actuality it's a job that requires fully you. So this year I said, you know what, I made a lot of mistakes in this first 3 years. Still pushing forward, but I learned so much. So what am I going to take into next year is everything that I learned, all the lessons that I learned. Not to say, hey, next year I'm going to do this, this, and this, but next year I do want to just manage my time better. Something that I see that most business people can fail, especially if you are new business owner or you're trying to start a business, is the paperwork. You know, you got to pay attention to your taxes. You got to pay attention to credit. You got to pay attention to a lot. Right? You got to pay attention to a lot. So I say next year, I am just leading with peace, leading with more knowledge, leading with more love, honestly, and just continuing to grow, because I learned so much in these past 3 years that could never be taken away, about being a Mary Indian, about being indigenous to Turtle Island, about history, even about the holiday. I'm not here to rank on the holiday today because a lot of people celebrate the holiday. I don't really celebrate the holiday just because of the research that I've done on the origin of the holiday. But that's not the purpose of today. So I still send everybody good vibes, joy, to each his own. But regardless of who you are, peace is always going to be a tool that you can use. Being peaceful, being aware of yourself, and being intentional. Now, be honest with me. How many resolutions have you abandoned by February? I know before when I was younger, just setting resolutions, abandoning them left and right. AJ, sending that rose. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You know, by February, you abandon it. Type me if you ever blame yourself for that. AJ just got the title gifter. Thank you for the dolphin. You showing now. Whoa, lighten it up. SpongeBob. SpongeBob is my guy. I'm ready. Thank you for following, Jane. Hi. Good morning, guys. How y'all feeling today? You're so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for following, AJ. All right. There is nothing wrong with you. I'm coming back with more. Jane, you said, let's see. What is going on here? My thing's not working. All right. So if you get to February and you didn't really accomplish your New Year's resolution, don't even pivot. Don't even worry about it. That's why we're not setting resolutions this year. We're setting intentions. There's nothing wrong with you. Sometimes resolutions can burn you out because you're trying to do something that you're not normally doing. You ignoring everything you got going on in your life. So for me to stop the trauma that I'm feeling, I wouldn't say trauma that I'm feeling right now, but to stop the stress from entrepreneurship that I feel, I have to be way more organized. It's like understanding your weaknesses, pretty much. So grace. Why do we lead with grace next year? Because anybody know why are we leading with grace next year? Dang, this spoon is still not melted. I think I let my water get too freaking cool. It's kind of melting, but kind of. All right. So grace. Grace is not excuses. Grace is wisdom. And let's look up the definition of grace. We know what it means, but like I said, I'm a definition person. It's simple elegance or refinement of movement, courteous goodwill, right? So elegance, poise, finesse, charm, stylishness. So that's why I say next season, next year, we move with grace, with poise, with finesse. Be charming. Be elegant. We not stressing, because when you stress and you setting resolutions that aren't realistic, then you already setting yourself up for failure. Why not set up to say, you know what, next year I'm going to be more courteous. Next year I'm going to have more charm about anything that I go through. I'm not going to let it wear me down, take me down, stress me the hell out. I'm not going to do it. That's what grace means. It gives the example. She moved through the water with effortless grace. And another one is, at least he has the grace to admit his debt to her. Grace, good manners, politeness, courteous. So that's the definition of grace, because definitions matter. That's why we picked this word, grace. So grace is not excuses. You didn't hear excuses in there. Grace is wisdom, because only a person who has wisdom can go through a storm with charm. They can go through a storm with poise, with a crown on, head high, and still be polite. They're not going out here with their fire and putting it on other people, stressing other people out, because you aren't mature enough in your emotions to deal with your shit. So that's why 2026, guys, we leave with what? Say it with me in the chat. Grace. Finesse, poise, charm, stylishness, elegance. This is all things we want to be attached to next year. So when the storm come your way, an issue come your way, the news going haywire, this guy with the orange hair did this, all of the stuff about history coming back out, people arguing left and right. Listen, we got to lead with poise. You can't be arguing, and you got to pick and choose your battle. I see so many people online arguing with other people about history, about who they are, and listen, I am who I am, and another person can't tell me who I am. This is something that I know. I know what I learn. I know what I read. That's why you got to be elegant. Be finesseful. I like that word. So grace says that rest is productive. So many people get into the hustle hard with no purpose. You going nowhere fast. Remember, if you hustling with no purpose, you just making a lot of noise. You're not really going in a direction. You're not really hustling smart. You're ignoring anything that can really help you elevate. I want to be sovereign. I want to be out of the system. I want to do a lot of things. Continue to learn about the American Indians. Continue to learn about true history of the autochthonous, copper tone, melanated Niji. But at the same time, I still have to be realistic in this matrix and figure it out so that I don't suffer this entire time. What I'm talking about now is kind of like the setup for poverty in this world now. The middle class being extinct now. The poverty line, they're saying 140,000, and you got to make $66 an hour, and all these things that we see in the news. It can get you in the mindset to hustle harder, but what if we were smarter? How do we utilize the credit system? How do we utilize the tax code and learn it and manipulate it? Not doing anything illegal, everything legal, but how do we get smarter in that sense with getting land and getting that type of piece versus being attached to materialistic things? That's my thing. You get what I'm saying? But grace is saying that if you rest, that is productive. Some people overlook sleep. But sleep got a whole book. There's books on sleep. There is so much research in the neuroscience behind sleep and dreaming, connecting to your knowledge and what you're learning. Sleep is important. So grace is saying, I lead my life with poise. I'm going to get my sleep at night, basically. Grace is saying you adjust without quitting. When you have grace with yourself, you say, this didn't go as planned. It kind of made me a little bit unlike myself. So now I know I need to adjust so that I'm not bothered by the same situations. What else is grace? It's slowing down just a little bit. That's a strategy. Don't go into the new year with all of these big wishes and, let's just be realistic and stay calm and keep it level-headed. Now, if you like me when I was in my 20s and you just like ambitious and you in that season where you just have to be ambitious and keep going, then do you. But I'm just saying, even in that season, you still need to be graceful. When I was preparing to get into dental school before becoming a doctor, or even during the doctoral journey, grace was everything. I couldn't really slow down. That's why I say some seasons in life, and you gotta know and recognize what season am I in. I'm talking to the people who always set resolutions and they don't follow through. Now, if you a goal setter and you goal digger and you knocking your goals out and you on that wavelength where you just need to stay here, stay there. I tell a lot of students who come into the dental practice, hey, if you in that season where you did your bachelor's and you got the urge to do your master's, go for it. Don't wait. Don't like pause then. Don't slow down then. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you've been quitting a lot, you setting these resolutions, you quit by February, you're not really that ambitious, you got something going on where you just can't figure it out, maybe because you haven't attached yourself to your purpose and you are not aligned with having grace with yourself. Okay? Progress don't need permission. And honestly, a lot of us, we really survived 2025. We didn't fail it. You might feel like you failed this year. Something didn't go right, but you didn't fail. We survived it. You survived to tell another testimony. We're going into the new year with new knowledge, with new spirituality, with new evidence. I know I'm going into 2025 so confident about everything. Like, I try not to really talk about the history every day. Even though I guess we need the history lessons every day, but it can get a little, it takes me to the level of positivity when I read about history every day. So I try to change it up and be motivational during some of my lives and not go with the history. But 2025, we definitely overcame a lot this year. From the beginning of the year, it came in with spice. You know, there was, I don't even want to go back, but it came in with spice and it's leaving out with spice. But the moral of the story is you didn't fail. I didn't fail. We still here. Some people didn't even make it to the end of the year. Some of our loved ones didn't even make it. Some of our friends didn't even make it to the end of the year. Unfortunately, their life was cut short. They already served their purpose here and they had to go on. And that can leave you heartbroken down here. But guess what? We survived it. And you didn't fail. You still pushing. Regardless of what trauma you faced this year. What debt. What you lost. You still survived it. Alright. So, this is just a journal moment. I'm going to grab my journal. A journal moment. Grab you something to write with, maybe. I know it's kind of early, but it's never too early to journal. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Drink some hot cocoa and journal. So the prompt: what did 2025 demand from me that I didn't expect? Type done when you've written one sentence or thought about one sentence. If you don't have paper and you chilling in the bed right now, you like, Dr. Sean, I am not getting the pen and paper right now. Don't do it. My cocoa ain't even hot no more, but it's okay. So we're gonna journal what did 2025 demand from me that I didn't expect. So what did it demand from you that you didn't expect? Think about it. Type done. If you're watching this on the replay or live, type done when you thought about it or wrote it down. So I'm going to think about it. What did 2025 demand from me that I didn't expect? Ooh, I know. I'll tell y'all what I wrote. Hopefully you thought about it. If you didn't, it's cool. So what did 2025 demand from me that I didn't expect? So I said 2025 pushed me beyond my capabilities, my so-called capabilities, right? It redefined the definition of what a CEO is, and even with high stress and a lot of pressure, I learned how to deal with it a little bit better, because I learned who I am, and I learned how history set us up for failure and how history set us up for generational curses. So it made me have less pressure on the things that I lack, and it made me have a lot more grace, more poise with who I am, because I know that history, when you Niji, when you Amerindian reclassified, I know that history is set up for us to be confused, misled, stuck in the matrix, hustling, being disciplined, but without grace, without purpose or intention. So that's what this year taught me. It definitely pushed me to levels that many days I cried about. Can I be honest or not? People say Pisces are crybabies. Do y'all believe that or not? So it pushed me to levels where, I was just like, I didn't expect, having business responsibilities would feel like this. So it was my awakening year, So that's why journaling is important, so you can write it down and kind of reflect a little bit. So I know next year, I'm not going into next year underestimating my responsibilities, I will say. So 2026 is not about pushing yourself for what you didn't do. No, it's about honoring what you lived through. So whatever you lived through this year, even in the past, it's about honoring that and taking that wisdom and using it, basically. Now, purpose over pressure. I just said this year, with the high pressure, the high stress, I learned how to deal with it better because I have my purpose in front of me. Do you have your purpose in front of you or behind you? Pressure screams. When you under pressure, it screams. Like, you're going to be stressed the hell out. So many people probably under pressure today because of this holiday. They put themselves under so much pressure to do too much. Why? Don't even pressure yourself. I'm out of the rat race, so I don't pressure myself. Purpose whispers. When you are under pressure, it's going to be really loud. But when you are leading with purpose, this is going to be so poised and evident in everything you do. What is the difference between pressure and purpose? Because we always put in purpose over the pressure, right? Pressure would say, how does it look? Who's watching? Am I behind? Am I failing? That's how pressure would look. Again, if you have pressure versus purpose, you're like, how does it look? Who is watching? And am I behind? The opposite of that is purpose. Purpose will say, is this aligned with who I am? Is this sustainable? And does this respect my energy? Many times we do things, and I realize for many years I've done things that don't really align with my energy. Like, it's not really making sense. For a long time, I had this big stress about paperwork and scanning stuff and doing too much. Then I asked ChatGPT. I'm like, hey, ChatGPT, I have this task that I've been trying to knock out for a whole year. Help me. And it helped me knock it out in like 2 days because I wasn't thinking. I wasn't aligning what I was doing with the energy. I was just moving. So that's why if you hustle without purpose, you'll end up going nowhere, like in real life. And it's like the 80-20 rule. Most of your production and your success and your growth will come from 20% of the things you do. What are the most important 20% of things that you can do? Don't focus on the whole thing, but what is the most important 20% that you can do? This is how you quadruple success. Okay? So let's ask 4 purpose questions. Let's ask 4 purpose questions. And I'm going to write it down because I'm taking my time with this live. Come on in the room. Tap those hearts. We just hanging out. You can drop your questions in the chat. Number 1 is what drains me consistently. Ooh, this is a big one. What drains me consistently? Ooh, I know what drains me consistently. Number 2, what restores me consistently? Ooh, now see how we did that? What is draining us consistently? And then we're going to say what restores us consistently. So what's draining me consistently? Yeah, I put one thing down that's draining me consistently. Ooh. And what's one thing that is restoring me consistently? All right. Number 3, what am I doing only to prove something? Ask yourself this. What are you doing only to prove something to other people, whether that's on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok? Is it aligned with your purpose? But the main question is, what are you doing only to prove something to other people? And the last one, what would I do if I trusted myself? Now that's a big one. Do you really trust yourself that you can be successful, or do you have a lot of doubt? Are you like always doubting yourself, like putting yourself down, or you just don't really believe that it don't happen for you? You don't have that manifesting spirit, that manifesting energy about yourself, right? So think about it. What would you do if you trusted yourself more? If you didn't say, nah, I can't do that, I don't think I could do it. Listen, half of the time people do shit that they don't really think that they can do, and they just do it anyways. Like, hey, when I wanted to get into this field of dentistry, it was 1% chance, but imagine if I had said, oh dang, it's a 1% chance, that means I have no chance. No, 1% chance is still a chance, mother sucker. It might not be the biggest chance, but at least you got a chance. And the odds on a lot of these things isn't even that low. So what does that tell you? Even if you got a 1% chance, you could take it. That might be the chance just for you and nobody else. But if you don't take it, you don't pursue it, then it automatically is somebody else's chance, because you counted yourself out. You didn't trust yourself enough to say, you know what, this is for me, and I'm taking it, and I don't care how hard it is, it's mine. But one thing we gotta know, okay, which one of these questions that I presented to you hits you the hardest? Was it what drains me consistently? What restores me consistently? What am I doing to prove something? Or what would I do if I trusted myself? For me, the what restores me consistently was the hardest hitter for me. Because I like things that restore my energy, restore my peace. And honestly, going live, that is kind of fun, engaging, talking to the audience, just talking my little shit or whatever. But the one hard truth we gotta leave with, guys, the one hard truth, tribe, is that if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive for 2026. It's too expensive. You gotta know that part. That part. If it's costing you your peace, listen at me now. You gotta go to the store. You gotta pay money. If it's costing you your peace, this is something that we not fucking with it. Yeah, we're not fucking with that. My peace getting disturbed. No, thank you. I'll pass. Move along. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is intention. So we went from grace, which we know is poise, elegance, finesse. Then we talked about purpose. Okay? What is your purpose for next year? Because we know purpose is like something that's going to whisper to your spirit. It's going to really put you in it. It's going to really get you aligned. And you're not going to care who not aligned with your purpose. It's like now in my life, I have to detach from people who not align with the knowledge and the purpose and who don't read. Because some people going to try to interrupt your purpose, interrupt who you are, put you on this whole nother journey when they're not reading and they don't know what you know. So the thing about me is, as I enter this next phase, I'll be met with a lot of people who don't read. They don't care. It's just a part of the matrix. It's a part of the trick to not care about who you are, to not care about history, or to not care about the timeline. And for me, I don't ignore it. Once I'm onto it, it's something I can't unsee. You just can't unsee it. Once you're in the know, you just know. You just know. Now, intentions. Let's look up the definition of intention. Now, we know what the definition of intention is. But with Dr. Sean, I'm going to go look this shit. Anyways. Alright. Intention. A thing intended in aim or plan. Now, we getting somewhere here. 2026, we lead with grace, aka finesse, charm, elegance, with purpose. This is really tapping into who you truly are, not versus what you're trying to prove to someone. And intention. Intention is what is our aim. Remember, you want to go somewhere with an aim, a plan. Because if you don't have intention, you are planning to fail. Like they said, you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Basically, if you fail to set your intentions, then you plan to be unintended. Or you plan to be goalless. Or you plan to not have a target. So why are you hustling so hard? Is it because your target is the bills? Or is your target financial freedom? Or is your target to invest and have some passive income? What is your target? Or is it just hustle hard, pay bills? That can't be the target. We got to get out of that hood mindset where we just hustle hard with no goals, no intention, no peace. Because remember now, if it's costing you your peace, it is what? Too expensive. It's too expensive for you. So we're not doing that. We're not allowing you to destroy our peace. Never. In never worry. It's like, when are you gonna allow me to destroy your peace? Never worry. Okay. I don't know what the fuck you thought. Anywho, intentions. I didn't say goals. I said intentions. What's up, Ray? Thank you for sharing the live. So we got the 3 intention framework. 3 intention framework. Goals are destinations. If you have a goal, this is somewhere you want to be. Certain point. Me, want to be a doctor, that's a goal. I have to do certain things to get to the graduation, to the finish line. I got to do certain things, right, to get to the graduation. You got to do certain things. You got to go through certain ropes to be hooded. You got to set clear intentions to accomplish your goals. You have to set a plan, right? If we saying intention, we're really saying plan, but it's like a little bit deeper than that. It's a little bit deeper than that. Right? So if a goal is a destination, intention is how you live on your way there. Again, your plan. What is your plan to have this successful, great life? Yesterday I had an epiphany, and I'm like, dang, especially with the subscriptions now. I realized a month or two ago, damn, these subscriptions taking me out. Even as a CEO, I realized, damn, I have to pay a lot more attention than when I was just working as an associate. I gotta really pay attention to statements and all of these things, because if you don't, these companies will rip you off, try to do too much, and they think you're so busy you're not paying attention. And listen, you can't be that damn busy. Alright, but I know that's off the subject. They really pissed me off yesterday. I had to spend 3 hours on the phone, 3.5 hours on the phone to fix something that 6 people couldn't fix, but they was charging me $70 a month as a non-compliance fee for 2 years. I was like, what the hell is this? And they couldn't even help me until 3 hours later. You know. Anywho, intentions. How you live on the way to your goal. I said that because now I have to be more intentional with my focus, with what I'm, where my dollar's going. But there's 3 types of intention, not focus on dollars. The first one is intention with your energy. The second one is intention with your focus. It's kind of the same kind of word, but not really. And the third one is intention with integrity. Now let's go to number 1. Intention with your energy. Remember, say it with me now. If it costs me my peace, it's too expensive. That's basically the one for energy. What protects my nervous system? What protects me from stressing the hell out? What time? What people? What habits are draining my fucking energy? Think about it. You already know what it is. You already know what time drain your energy. You already know what people draining your energy. And you know what habits that you're doing that are draining your energy. You got to get rid of those as we go into the new elevation. You got to get rid of those people. Detach slowly if you have to. Fast if you have to. Get rid of those habits that are holding you back. Hustling without a purpose. That's holding you back. You just going real fast, going nowhere fast. You going so fucking fast in the car, you get to the same red light as the person who taking their time, chilling out, not stressing out, got road rage, passing everybody. And I'm like, well, you the one just back there driving like a damn hyena, and you at the same red light. Actually, I'm further than you. I don't know. But these type of energies, detached, bye, out of here. The second one, be intentional with your focus. This means you have to plan your focus. Just like you're planning your energy, you're trying to figure out where you're going to aim your positive energy, trying to figure out where you're going to collect positive energy from, and if it's something draining you, no. With your focus, what is going to deserve your focus in the next season? What's going to deserve your focus? What are you done over explaining to mother suckers? You know what? I'm not explaining no more. I'm not. No. It is what it is. This is getting my attention. This is getting my focus. And that's it. You know? So where is your focus going and your attention going in the next season? My focus is going towards having more peace, being more detail oriented when it comes to business, and just seeing more happiness in the world. I hope a lot of these white supremacy, colonized laws and behaviors continue to dissipate, because they don't bring peace, good energy to the world. You feel me? It just don't. It never did, never have, ain't, ever will. Number 3, integrity. It brings us to our last point of intention. Where my actions and values need to realign. The actions that you're taking today, are they aligned with who you are on the inside, with your values? This determines your level of integrity. So let's look up the word integrity. Alright? It's the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. honesty, rectitude, honor. So when you have integrity about yourself, what does this mean? It means you basically honor yourself. And you ain't letting nobody else disrespect it. You're not allowing somebody to come in and disrupt your honor of yourself. Listen, I got integrity for myself. My actions are going to align with my values. And if I do make a mistake, I need to learn from this. And be honest with myself. Damn, I fucked up. I gotta have more integrity about myself. Dang, I wasn't focused during last season. Dang, I explained myself too much. Dang, I was trying to impress other people instead of trying to impress my internal spiritual peace. You know. Dang, my energy was all over the place. I was around a lot of people who was draining my energy. I was around a lot of haters, a lot of ghost followers, a lot of people who was plotting on my downfall. Dang, I gotta protect my energy. So which one is more important for you in 2026? Which intention is more important for you? Your energy, your focus, or your integrity? Which one are you trying to lean more into, getting to your destination? Right? Now, we know 2026 is going to come in with a bang, but those bad days might try to creep in. So, what do we do for bad days, tired days? Motivation is fading. Motivation is like energy. But when you have a system to deal with those bad days, low energy days, your emergency money system days, like what is your emotional regulation system? What is the one system that you can use in 2026 to help you prepare for bad days? Right? What's one system you going to use? Are you going to start an emergency money fund? Are you going to use something like Acorn and even start investing $1, $5? It can be very small. If you're not investing anything, start with $1. I know that don't sound like much, but you got to start somewhere. Start with $10, $100, just so you can start having an emergency fund. It really saves the day when you be like, dang, I forgot I was putting this money over here using an app like Acorn, where I don't even know that it's really coming out because it's direct deposit in the change or something. What is your emotional regulation system? Now, if an argument or something that could turn into an argument comes my way, I'm leaning more to like, is this a battle that's really worth my energy right now? And if it's not, I'm not getting involved. I'm not. You don't need to get involved with nothing that's not worth your energy. No. So as the year, comes to the end, we want to do a letting go ceremony, like mentally, in your head, letting go. Some things can't go with us in 2026. Okay? So right now in this moment, as we get to the end of this broadcast topic, we have to let go of all expectations, any guilt you have for just surviving, any dead timelines that you had in the past that you didn't accomplish. And this is the biggest one, you gotta let go of the people you outgrew. Now me, I have a problem with letting go of people I outgrew, but I can see that that we outgrew each other because we don't have the same type of bond, year after year. So these are people you just outgrew. So you just gotta let it go. Don't try to hold on to it. It's not the end of the world. Just let it go. Let the expectations go. Let the guilt, the timelines go. Just let it go. Okay? And then let me know in the chat, what is one thing that you're letting go and leaving behind this season? What's one thing you're going to let go? 2026 really doesn't need you louder. It needs you more rooted in who you truly are. It needs a regulated you, an intentional you, a purposeful you. A you that knows when to push and when to pause and have grace. So don't feel like you're broken, that you're late, that you're behind, that you're not on, in the right season. No, you right on time for where you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Because you're becoming something, and you're becoming this new person who has a purpose. Or maybe you just solidifying your purpose. Getting deeper into your purpose. Getting closer to who you are. Realizing that some things matter and some things don't. Okay? And just because you have grace with yourself does not mean that you have a weakness. Alright? So that was my little motivational morning spill for us to go into 2026 with nothing but good energy, nothing but positive vibes, continue to learn about history. I am in love with history after this year. I love teaching history, being a historian, breaking down the walls of white supremacy and all of the things that colonization tried to destroy around the world. Like, let's just be honest. I'm happy that we headed in this direction. It's a great time to be alive when we see pseudo history crumbling right before our very eyes. When we see the Niji rising, when we see the truth coming out, when we see history just breathing new light into a people who have been oppressed forever. Oppressed by so many different things. Oppressed by the holidays, oppressed by religion, oppressed by assimilation in the school, oppressed by police brutality, oppressed by government brutality, oppressed by so many things, and we still standing, we still rising. We headed into 2026 with a newfound light. You know what I mean? Pat got that number 1 gifter badge. Thank you for following the Chaos Collective. I think I said that right. I don't think I missed anything else. He says you're new here. What's going on? Why are you asking about my grandma, man? What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm just chilling out now, guys. I'm gonna be here for a little minute. Thank y'all for hitting the 2K hearts. We met our goal of 1K. 1K. Hey, 1K. Love it. As we end this part of the live, because I'm not ending the live, I'm gonna hang out for a second. I'm gonna play our little song and we're gonna switch gears. Let's play our song. What's up, homeostasis? Y'all got some creative TikTok names. Thank you for tapping the hearts, homeostasis. Uh-oh. Let's start our little song over. Give us some motivation as we switch gears. Come on now. Dr. Sean. Dr. Sean. Yeah. With the try. Good vibes. Yeah, we rise every time. Positive energy. Grow every day. We make a way. Yeah, we make a way. That's right. Say it again. Say it again. From the hood to the hooded, we standing true, telling our story. Yeah, this is proof. History talking, wisdom revived. This ain't just a lie, this is life. Yes, Lord, I was just a little bit of motivation. It helped me loosen up a little bit. 2.3K hearts. Make sure you grab that daily heart me if you're watching on TikTok. TikTok make your body rock. Hey, TikTok make your body rock. I'm up early as hell. I couldn't get no sleep last night. I've been up for a long time. And honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna end this live and just come back, or should I just keep this thing rocking? I don't know. I might just stay on here for now. Because I really been slacking on my live for the past couple days. But honestly, I'm probably gonna. Oh no! What the freak did I do? Oh, there we go. Honestly, I'm gonna be baking today. I'm baking this new recipe that I seen is strawberry cheesecake crumble bars. I'm also baking some sweet potato cookies and cooking very light, just some salmon. Either gonna do rice, some homemade mushroom gravy, some veggies, and I forgot what else is on the menu, but just a light menu. What y'all cooking today? Thank y'all for tapping those hearts on TikTok. Come in the room, share the live.